Hello, and thank you for tuning in live. Today is Sunday, January 1st, 2023. You are currently watching the Skill Building Sunday Drawing Group. And I am your host, Jason Leeser. And if this is working for you, please let us know in the comments and in the chat. Please tag a friend who loves tattoos. Welcome to Guy Aitchison's Reinventing the Tattoo Community, where tattooers, apprentices, collectors, and the curious are encouraged to join in these live streams, real-world events, to share and inspire and ultimately create better art and tattoos together. We beam out nearly every day, and with your help have evolved into a quality network of amazing live and on-demand tattoo and art shows that have all been receiving rave reviews. You can find Reinventing the Tattoo in both of the app stores, the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, our Reinventing the Tattoo YouTube channel, our Reinventing the Tattoo Roku channel, which has 12 to 15 different shows going on at any given time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as well as all of the major podcast directories, such as Apple and Spotify. But no matter where you are watching live or on demand, you can always get the latest and greatest content at www.reinventingthetattoo.com. You can try it out for free. We've got a number of sample webinars available from the Reinventing the Tattoo Canon. We've got some free advice from Guy Aitchison himself about goal setting. We've got a comprehensive tattoo history course from Jay Brown, which is absolutely fantastic if you're looking more into the history of tattoos. We also have a live event schedule with full weekly and special event live stream details. And we have access to the Reinventing 24/7 channel, which is a lot like our Roku channel. It's got 13 different shows playing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We also offer a number of different professional development courses from over 20 world-class tattoo artists. Once again, if this is working for you, please drop us a comment, leave us a chat, and please tag a friend who loves tattoos. We have a number of weekly staple shows we always encourage people to tune into, starting on Sundays at 1 p.m. with me, Jason Leeser, for the Skill Building Sunday Drawing Group, where we go through and talk about different skills that we all need being tattoo artists. That's followed on Monday with 4 different shows, starting at 9 a.m. with Drawing for Tattooers with James Wisdom, where we go through and discuss some basic drawing techniques and strategies. That's followed at 11 a.m. on Mondays with the Tattoo Weekly, hosted by Lauren Gregory, Jake Meeks, and Gabe Ripley. Following that at 5 p.m., we have Let's Talk About Feelings with Robbie Ripple. And capping off Monday night at 9 p.m., we have a subscribers exclusive drawing group with Guy Aitchison and Sandy McAndrew. On Tuesday, we have another morning drawing group with a very good friend of mine, incredibly talented tattoo artist, and one hell of a painter, Ricardo Sertivant, and that is the Tuesday Feels drawing group. On Wednesdays at 1 p.m., we have the Tattoo Now show hosted by Gabe Ripley, where we do a little bit of a deeper dive into the business aspect behind tattooing. And Thursdays, capping off the week, at 6 p.m., we have the Tattoo Collecting 101 podcast with Fawn Baker. I'd like to go through and take a quick minute to thank some of our sponsors and the people that make this happen. Starting off with worldtattooevents.com, the largest, most comprehensive resource for tattoo events worldwide. They're constantly updating, as we know, living in this post-pandemic era, where tattoo conventions and events are still getting rescheduled like crazy. For the latest and greatest, most up-to-date information on tattoo events coming to a city near you or a city you want to visit, go to worldtattooevents.com. Next, we have DLize Pro, also known as Dermalize Worldwide. Protect your art. If you're still using plastic wrap to wrap up your tattoos after you're done them, it's probably time to step your game up. DLize Pro was developed by wound care specialists specifically designed to heal tattoos. This stuff is the next generation of tattoo aftercare. Take a look at DLize Pro for all of your aftercare needs. TattooNow.com, technology for tattooers, the leading edge in professional development, management, and digital tools for tattooers of all levels. They're constantly keeping everything updated and upgraded. They're 100% competitive with any kind of CRM, mailing list, or scheduling software out there. Hit up tattoonnow.com for the latest and greatest, most cutting edge tattoo technology to help you or your studio. And of course, this wouldn't be Reinventing the Tattoo without a very personal and professional thank you to the man, the myth, and the legend, and the founder and inspiration behind Reinventing the Tattoo, Guy Aitchison. You can find him at guyaitchison.com, where you can pick up a copy of his Biomech Encyclopedia. You can pick up some of his DVDs. He's got some custom coil machines for sale. I think there's still a few left. I could be wrong. As well as some original oil paintings and some fine art prints, all available at guyaitchison.com. And I'd like to take another quick second to thank two of our affiliates, starting off with the Apprenticeship Diaries with Amy Nichols. The Apprenticeship Diaries is a great place to go to if you're looking for a bit of guidance on where to get started when becoming an apprenticeship. I actually just found out that a 3-part interview I did with Amy was released the other day. So go through and take a look at the Apprenticeship Diaries if you're just looking to get started on your tattoo journey. If you're already a studio artist and you're looking for another source of information, another great source of information is the Fireside Tattoo Network, hosted by Jake Meeks. There's tons of interviews and tons of walkthroughs with phenomenal artists, all available on the Fireside Tattoo Network. Once again, we ask that if you like today's show, please go through and post a positive review on the channel. Help us get the word out. If you are ever looking to host a Reinventing the Tattoo event or become a sponsor of our community, or maybe you're just looking for a critique of a tattoo or a painting that you've done, please feel free to reach out to us at management@reinventingthetattoo.com. And we've got a number of people joining us today. We've got Medusa's with us, Ricardo is with us, and Will is with us. How's it going, everyone? Oh, let me unmute everyone.
What's up, dude?
Hey, bud. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man.
Howdy.
Hello, hello.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Will, can I get you to turn your phone to the side so it's more landscape mode? Did that work? Don't think that worked super well, but that's good for now. Welcome aboard. Got Amber's joining us too. I'm going to show you guys what I'm currently working on. I got a pretty brand new project coming at you. Has everyone made their New Year's resolutions?
Oh.
I'll take that as a no.
Yes.
I think some people might still be trying to figure them out. I know I'm still trying. I always try to make 3 of them. The first.
Other New Year's resolutions? I am turning down my TV.
Oh, okay.
I think that is a no.
Yes.
Yep, definitely getting some feedback there from someone.
Okay, I think that's better now.
Yep, bit better.
My phone unmuted my TV without my permission.
It's the phone's fault.
It's the tech demons.
Yes, the little people that live inside our magical boxes.
Yes.
So as I was mentioning, I always try to make 3 different New Year's resolutions every year. One is always personal. I always try to find something personal that I want to improve upon with myself. Not that I don't try to do that on a daily basis anyway, but it's just one of the things that I try to do every year. The other is professional. because I mean, who doesn't want to set professional goals? That's kind of today's topic, is goal setting, and you know, how to achieve those goals that we set for ourselves. And the final one is financial. I always want to be able to make some kind of a financial goal, whether it's amount of money saved, whether it's amount of money earned. There's always something I like to try to set as far as a goal for myself. And it looks like the ever elusive Bruno Salvatierra has joined us.
Bruno.
Bruno's a very rare creature. He usually only comes out at night. He's very skittish, so try not to make any sudden movements. Try to speak at a very, very slow pace. We don't want to spook him off. This is a rarity.
I don't like to be
Bruno-
told what to
Bruno-
do, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say, "Hola, Bruno. ¿Cómo está?"
Bruno's grabbing his headphones.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, he's a very rare creature. We do not often see him in daylight. He's kind of like a vampire. Okay, I was pretty convinced that at one point in time, he would burst into flames if we ever saw him in actual daylight. You know, great guy, phenomenal artist. And what was this rumor that I was hearing, that maybe Medusa, you were going to go down and visit the great Bruno?
Yeah. Beginning of February.
That's awesome.
Beginning of February sounds awesome, to go down to Miami.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Fort Lauderdale to be specific.
Oh, sorry.
It's close. Whatever. It's Florida.
Yeah.
Bruno's probably like, it's different. But yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
know,
gonna be
right?
that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be able to practice some Spanish and draw. And it's gonna be my birthday too. So
Woohoo!
I'm so excited to not spend my birthday in the cold, dreary, cloudy rain. Which is the
Yeah,
Pacific
that I
Northwest.
don't know if I would like that.
Yeah, I've been doing it for 35 years. I'm ready to spend my 36th year in a sunny
Oh,
environment, maybe by the beach.
Remember, speak slowly. Bruno just arrived. Make no sudden movements. We do not want to scare him off. There he is. Caught. Wait,
I got scared and I left. What's up, guys?
there
Thanks
he
for your
is. Caught in the
patience.
wild. The man, the myth, and the legend.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New
Yeah.
Year,
New
everyone.
Hola. Hey.
Oh, la Medusa.
I'm actually also very excited. I have another trip coming up in a few days. I'm very excited about. I'm heading out to the Tattoo Dojo, to Hyperspace Studios to go and
Nice.
visit
Oh, wow.
Guy. But before I get there, I'm actually going to be landing in Bloomington so I can spend a little bit of time with Ricardo.
Yes, sir.
Aw.
Aw,
Nice, man.
so
Yeah.
glad you guys
Yeah.
get to spend some time together. Long distance
sounds like an awesome
relationships
trip.
are hard.
They are. I try to FaceTime with him every now and then, and you know, it gets awkward. So I'd rather just visit him.
Yeah.
I miss him.
Oh, boo.
It's like every time I'm around Ricardo or Bruno, I just get this ultimate creativity recharge. It's absolutely awesome when you get to hang out with people that you really, really admire, and you know, guys that constantly, you know, help you push yourself to a whole new level. It's absolutely fantastic, and it's something you want to try to do on a regular basis.
Totally. That's
Yeah,
why I
man.
was stoked about the Paradise Gathering happening again.
Oh, dude, that's gonna be so killer.
Yeah, man.
I cannot wait. Are you guys going?
When is
Yeah.
it?
October.
Oh, okay. Might have to make that happen.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I would love to go.
It was a blast
It's
last
so
time.
nice to. Yeah. And it's always super nice to go to these like places, and I don't know where this next one is gonna be, but it's most likely gonna be in Massachusetts, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jiminy
it's gonna
Peak.
be at Jiminy Peak again.
Oh,
Oof, yeah, I
nice.
love that place. I
Yeah.
would love to take a little bit more of a hike, like around the area next time I'm there, like we did with Renee when we took that watercolor class.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. On the last day, Renee and Ananda and I went on a little journey through the woods, and it was so nice. It was like 7 a.m. So there was still like a bunch of fog and mist everywhere in the mountains. And like through the fog was the colorful fall trees peeking through. Gorgeous.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. And then we had a funeral.
Boo.
Somebody
I don't
stepped
mean
on a
to laugh
bug.
at that, but
Somebody
I
stepped on
wasn't
a bug
expecting
and we
it.
had a funeral.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
well, at least
Oh
you
my
honored
God.
him.
Oh, but yeah, no. Jiminy Peak is gorgeous. I can't wait to go back.
It really is.
What else do you guys have going on in the year, like as far as conventions? Are you guys doing any conventions?
Mm-mm.
I mean, you
I
know I am, but that's
Right,
not a surprise.
for
Yeah.
sure.
I'm not
What do
gonna
you
be
what?
going to Evergreen, but I will be going to the seminars
Mhm.
because I think they have seminars during the week and then the conventions on the weekend. At Evergreen, so that'll be cool. My boss is doing a seminar, so I'm gonna check that out.
Nice.
What's the seminar on?
I don't remember. I just know that it's a seminar with Cassidy Bell and he's my boss and I can't wait to go take it.
Will said he's never done a convention.
What? Oh man, conventions are great. I personally love them. They're not for everyone. I understand that. I fell in love with conventions a long time ago. Back to unbeknownst to me when Ricardo and I were at the same Philadelphia convention many, many years ago, but didn't really know each other at the time. But it was an absolutely fantastic experience. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I've become so enamored with like conventions. It's like I love being around other people that do the same things that I do, but in a different way.
Mhm.
It just constantly drives me to be like, oh, I didn't think of that. We've got Kyle's in the YouTube comments. What's up, Kyle? How's it going? Happy New
Kyle
Year.
O or Kyle B?
Kyle B.
Mhm.
Skies of Fire.
That
Okay.
one.
Kyle, Happy New Year, buddy.
Happy New Year, Kyle.
Kyle's been going at it hard, man. Like I
No,
love how his work is just getting better and better.
Dude, he is putting in the time.
He did
Yep.
this little forest scene with some mushrooms on a log and like real close up, and I absolutely love it. It's right up my alley. I was like, I really love this.
I like the color pencil Pokemon he's been working on.
Yes.
I like anything Pokemon, so.
Yeah, but so
Nice.
far this year, I only have a couple of shows that I'm planning on working. I'm actually probably going to be cutting back on a few of them. Last year, I did the Resurrection Island show, which was an absolutely phenomenal show. Very well organized, very well put together. I don't know if I'm going to be working at it this year or not. That one's still kind of up in the air. I was hoping to get into Hell City this year. I still have not heard back. And I submitted my application at the end of October. They've already started, admitting people. So I don't think That's going to be happening this year. I was potentially thinking about doing another one out in like the Ohio Valley area, maybe the Indie Tattoo Show, or maybe another one out in Pittsburgh or Erie. But I think I'm actually going to take a step back from traveling quite as much as I used to, just because I do have a couple other events coming up this year that I'm really trying to look forward to, such as Paris, the Tattoo Planetarium show.
Oh,
I've
wow.
already started talking to the organizer about working at that one.
That's awesome, dude.
That is fucking sick, dude.
So if anyone wants to join me for that one, like, let me know, hit me up.
Hi.
Harry.
You know, it's a bit of a hike, but you know, it's absolutely one of the most incredible shows. I was invited to go and attend at the Gods of Tattooing show this year by one of the artists that's working at it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to feasibly make that happen, just because I do have a vacation plan this year for the beginning of June. And
You're taking
over
time
in
off?
Europe. So I'm going to need to save some money for that.
Oh, I looked up the Gods of Ink. It's happening at the same time as Inspiring Tours, so
Yeah.
I wanted to go just look around at that one too. But I can make Paris work, I'm pretty sure.
Well, Mickey Violenti, the guy who runs Gods of Ink, is super awesome. This is his first show back after taking a couple years off from quarantine and from COVID. And he had a very personal loss that happened to him over the quarantine period. So, you know, this is his first show back. You know, I can almost guarantee you it will be going on again next year. So if you can't make it this year, highly recommend you make it next year, because that is the show to work at. That's the new World Cup of tattooing.
Yeah, it's basically like the
Like
London
let me pull up
V2,
the
right?
let me pull up the website and we'll just go through the who's who of tattooing at the London Tattoo Convention. Or not the London Tattoo Convention, the Gods of Ink show. Let's see. Let's do share screen. Let's just take a look at some of this, some of the artists that will be attending the Gods of Ink Tattoo Convention. Aaron Bell.
Oh, phenomenal artist.
Absolutely. I mean,
Top tier.
Poncho's going to be there. Alex Poncho. Oh, why is this screen skipping all around? Alexander Grimm is going to be there. Absolutely
Okay.
phenomenal tattooer.
Dude, that guy's stuff is so crazy.
Augustine Nazumi, insane tattooer. If you like Japanese style work, you've probably seen his stuff. He owns and runs I Love Tattoo out in Singapore. BJ Betts will be there.
Oh, I want to meet BJ Betts.
Benjamin Laukus, Big Me's, Bernie Luther. Bong will be there. He's out in Hawaii, I believe. Carlos Rojas, Carlos Torres. I mean, Chad Koplinger, Orient Cheng from Taiwan will be there. I mean, Chris Cooks. This is Chris Heinrichsen. I mean, literally, absolutely phenomenal lineup here. Dan Smith will be there. I mean, just so many Evan Yu from Canada. Felix Steele, Phibbs, Philip Liu.
Oh man.
Yeah, right? Just that lineup alone is
crazy.
going to be
Whoa.
enough to want to go.
Philip Blue's gonna
Henning
be there, man.
Jorgensen
That's
will
all
be
you had
there.
to say.
I know, right?
Henning Jorgensen, Hori Yen, Hori Benny. I mean, the list just
Wow.
keeps going. Isnard Barbosa will be there. James Tex. G will be there. I mean, Jenna Kerr. So many incredible Joe Harrison, Joe Bosco. I mean,
That guy's stuff
literally
is
just
crazy.
Johan will be there. Jose Lopez, Jose Sanchez, Julian Siebert. Hello, corpse painter. Dude, this is like, every time I look at this website, it makes me
crazy.
more and more upset I'm not going to be going.
Sorry, this is the lineup for what convention?
Gods of Ink.
We're in
Mike
Frankfurt, Germany.
Dorsey,
Jesus.
Mike
Natalia
Dorsey.
Knox. I mean, Nick Tran, Nico Hurtado. Owash, Peter Lagerin. I mean, Randy Engelhardt. What? Ralph
Wow.
Nonwheeler. Rich Hardy. I mean, this is literally a who's who of tattooing. Robert Hernandez. Ryan Smith, the scientist from the UK. I mean, Shige will be there. Steve Moore will be there.
Jesus Lord.
Shige.
Teresa Sharp will be there. Grime will be there.
Oh, dude, you saw what happened with
Tintin,
Unkindness.
Uncle Allen.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's,
happened with what?
Valentina will be there. Victor
Your shop
Chill
got
will
flooded.
be there. Victor Portugal will be there. Yarson will be there. Yogi will be there. Zam will be there. I mean, literally, pick an incredible tattoo artist. They'll be going.
Jesse Levitt.
So just to give you guys an idea of what's going on.
Just a little bit of an idea here.
Yeah.
Damn.
Maybe
It
next year we can
obviously
figure
earned the
out.
name Gods of Ink.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had me at Philip Blue, man. And then you just kept on going with all these monsters.
You
Amazing.
had
man.
me at international, just like, yes, I love traveling.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually talking to someone, and I'm trying to figure some things out. I've through meeting a few people that I met at this year's Needle Jig, the Needle Jig meetup that took place instead of the
Paradise.
Paradise Gathering. Sorry, I'm trying to do too many things at one time, as usual.
We got you.
But so through meeting Fast Alley and her husband at the Needle Jig meetup, both of which have been extensively tattooed by Philip Liu. I'm actually going to reach out to them and talk to them to find out the next time they'll be heading out to get a session done by Philip, to see if maybe it would be okay if I went out there and joined them. You know, not to like get anything done, but I would just like to be out there, to be in the environment, to hang out, to, you know, just maybe ask them a few questions if that would be okay. Just to be in that kind of an environment with that
For
kind
sure.
of person, you know, is just inspiring.
Fast Alley is definitely someone I want to work with.
She is
really bad. She invited me to come up sometime. She told me I should hit her up if I want to come up. So I want to plan that into the next year. And I want to spend like some time with her learning more about nipple restoration, because I am like, after that seminar, I'm hooked. Like, I got pictures of nipples taped up around my station so that I can like practice drawing and stuff. Like, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, you want to talk about someone that's leading the field in a very niche tattoo industry. Nipple restoration has become so huge, and she is literally leading the field in everything that she has been doing, to the point that she's got international clientele that will fly out just for a procedure. Like, she's really crushing it. And she's just one of the sweetest human beings you will ever meet. Like, seriously, such a genuine, awesome human being. Go take a look at Fast Alley. She's over at Lost and Found Tattoo in New Jersey. She is absolutely unbelievable. Also, while you're out in that neck of the woods in New Jersey, go take a look at Jen Carmine's work. Got to meet and talk with her over at the Puerto Rico show. Absolute sweetheart. phenomenal tattoo artist, definitely someone that is worth, taking the trip out to see and getting to know. So
I'm actually gonna, now that I was thinking about it, I'm like texting Fast Alley right now, just being all like,
Already did.
hey.
in fact, she actually invited me out to an event that she hosted at Lost and Found last night called Paint in the New Year.
Oh,
Which I was
nice.
if I didn't already have plans for New Year's Eve, I was definitely going to go.
So what was everybody's plans for New Year's Eve? I kind of want to know how other people celebrate.
I worked on my homework for Monday morning. I'm a procrastinator and I work really good under pressure, and I got very little done on my self-portrait over the Christmas break. So I knocked it out last night before the ball dropped.
Very nice.
I always paint on New Year's. That's like tradition.
I went to sleep early.
I had a blast painting yesterday.
I did a little bit of drawing earlier in the day, but I just went to bed early. That's what I always do.
I originally thought I might go to bed early, but I didn't. I was like, I'm not spending New Year's Day on this. It's going to be done before 2022 is over. That was my, you have to do this. You can't procrastinate that much. So I made sure it was done before 2022 was over. And I'm like, yay, my homework's done. I haven't had homework in 25 years, but yay, my homework's done.
I give myself homework all the time.
Well, that's different. I enjoy doing that stuff. I don't think that's homework, but self-portraits were never my favorite. And it's been about 25 years since I've drawn one. So I went into it going, am I even going to be able to make my hand do the thing?
Ooh, good question. Touche.
Yes. So for my realism has, I'm not a realistic artist. I'm not a realism artist.
At first, I thought you were going to say I'm not a real person.
That too. I am actually 3 pandas in a human suit. But aside from that, secrets out, cat's out of the bag, pandas out of the suit. My realism has gotten a lot better ever since about 6 or 7 months after the last Paradise. And it's specifically because of something that Fawn Baker told me at Paradise that I had been circling in my head that I didn't understand until about 6 or 7 months later when I was drawing, and then suddenly it clicked in my head. And ever since then, I've been able to like get better, like at a progressive rate. It's that phrase of drawing what you see, not what you think you see.
Yeah.
And so I know we've all heard that, and we all are all like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've heard that a million times. But once it actually clicks and you realize exactly what that means, suddenly everything changes.
Yeah. Stop looking at it at what it is and just draw the shapes you see.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like there is a moment where you're all like, I know what that meant. I know what that meant. But as soon as it actually like clicks in your head and it comes out through your hand, it's completely different. And then you're all like, oh, I know exactly what that meant. And I don't know. I had that moment, like I said, 6 or 7 months after Fawn told me that. And then I remember, oh my God, that's what Fawn was talking about. I thought I knew what she said, but now I know what she said. And yeah, and then I've just been doing a lot more realistic tattoos since, and I think and art, and I think I'm doing a bit better at it because of that. But yeah, it's weird because that's one of those things where everybody's all like, yeah, I know what that means, but you don't actually know what that means until it like really clicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's how it
sometimes
is
you have to
sometimes.
re-remember.
I think that
Like
one phrase
some
was the only thing I got out of 5 years worth of art school.
Oh,
I
well,
paid
like I
all of
said,
that money to go to fine art school, and like that's all I got out of it.
Yeah.
Because that's all that every professor ever said.
because it's the simplest advice, but it's so hard to follow.
it's with the
It's like,
book from the working from the right side of the brain, I
Mhm.
think teaches a
Yeah.
lot. And yeah, I
That it
totally know what you
does.
mean, Medusa. Like sometimes, you know, you hear something and it hits, right? And you're like, oh, I see. But then it doesn't really hit until, you know, some time can pass, you know, and you're under the right circumstances and you've been kind of digesting what you've heard for a while now. And then, you know, you find yourself in a specific situation and then it finally hits like deep, you know, that the deep understanding of that you heard while like applying it, and then things just, you know, improve significantly after that. I can relate.
hell yeah. What are you working on, Bruno? Are you working on some amazing bullshit that's gonna blow us all away and
Probably.
make us want to
I'm
rage quit?
sure.
No, I'm working on some design that I'm gonna be working on pretty soon, like a floral full leg sleeve. I'm gonna get started with it, so I'm starting on like the hip area, but I don't really have much just yet. I'm just kind of playing around with like the placement of the flowers and the buds and things like that, and the flow that I'm gonna put on the leg. But I can show you what I worked on yesterday. I was painting yesterday. Um,
Please.
Do it. Show
By all
us.
means, I don't know if I have that permission set up.
Oh, that's
Spotlight you.
beautiful.
oh, there you go.
Ooh.
Yeah, look at that. That's
Oh
awesome.
yeah. Like I
Thanks,
said,
guys.
some bullshit that's gonna be blowing us all away. Fuck.
Dude.
I just started playing with like oils. I bought myself like a really good deal of like 20
Dude,
oils for like $300 or something like that. And
Damn, dude.
dude, nice.
super excited to like be using oils now. It's like a totally different experience. So much fun.
That looks like way more than 20.
Yeah, maybe 50 actually. Yeah, maybe 50. I forgot how many.
Oh,
That's
forgot how
that's
many.
definitely more than 20.
That's a
But
steal, dude.
man, yeah, dude,
Yeah.
like what a good deal. And these are like the good ones, like the cadmium.
Yeah,
and-
the gambling.
Yep.
Yep,
Mhm.
the 1980s. So I'm
Oh
stoked, man,
man.
because I've been using acrylics, and every time I play around with oils, it's like, you know, like so much fun. Like,
So I know that in February I'm supposed to be coming down just for like guest and everything, but you should know that I'm moving down there and I will be painting forever. Hi.
Hell yeah.
Is
Can't
that
get rid
you
of me
asking
now.
Bruno for a permanent spot at his studio? Is that what that is?
No, I'm just gonna live there.
Hey,
She's just asking for an apartment.
that chair over there, you see it? That's it's all yours, Medusa. Anytime.
Wait
But
till
yeah,
they
we'll
all find
definitely be
out I don't
painting
actually. Hell yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. The only problem with oils is that they take so long to dry. And from Christian Perez's class at the last Paradise, I put it in the window and kind of a little bit near the heater, so that it could like maybe try to dry faster and everything, so that by the time I had to fly out, I could somewhat reasonably pack it. I took somebody's advice and wrapped it with a layer of plastic wrap when it was just a little tacky, like mostly dry, but you know, that's still oil tacky that's gonna last for a few weeks and everything. And when I got off the flight, it was fucking smudged and ruined. And
Oh
so
no.
if I paint anything with oil, it has to just, it just lives wherever I paint it. Can't travel with fresh oil paintings.
Yeah, it's real tricky to pack them up to the point that like you can actually go through and you know, transport them. The only way that I've ever seen it successfully done with wet paintings is by actually taking a couple of pieces of like craft wood and some cardboard and nailing the craft wood to the sides. Cause like you can go to like a hobby store or whatever, and you can get like the little slivers.
Oh, give it a
of wood.
ridge.
Give it a ridge, and then tape a piece of cardboard over top of it. Right. So that
Yeah.
nothing can touch the surface.
I
and
was just
then you
gonna
can
say
go
make it its
through.
own shadow box.
Bingo.
That's a great idea, Jason.
It's
Holy
really
fuck.
the only way I've ever seen it done successfully.
That's like Jason
Another
with
way
all
to
the
do
good
it is to
ideas.
take, you can find 11 by 14 shadow boxes, right? And 11 by 14 like panels to paint on. If you take the backing off of the shadow box and take the glass out, you can actually use those 11 by 14 panels to put them into that frame, right? And anchor it down. And then you can also use that to transport it too. But it's, you have to be very kind of specific with, you know, what areas you're painting on, what's still wet, like extremely wet, is anything moving around if you tilt it. There's a lot of things to consider when trying to transport something like that.
Yeah, it's tricky stuff. I didn't even think of that.
In fact, if I have the chance to, I might actually swing out to a hobby store and pick up some of those like little pieces of craft wood, so that way when I go down to visit Ricardo, and you know, maybe we can do like a little collaborative oil painting.
Yeah, man, I'd be down.
That sounds like fun.
You know, I'm going to be intimidated as hell painting, you know, with oils next to Ricardo, but I'll
Whatever,
survive.
dude. Come on.
Dude, you rock at oils, man.
Imagine so
Mhm.
you know those fuck, what are those called, where the easel is set up and everybody has a few minutes to work on it, and
Art
then
Fusion?
yeah, Art Fusion.
Yeah.
Imagine being in line behind fucking Ricardo.
Oh,
Whatever,
God.
dude.
Nope.
Sucks.
Nope. Don't want to do it.
Don't-
I quit.
Whatever.
Ricardo and Bruno. If I'm in line behind
Hey.
them, I'm just going to the bar.
Yeah, how am I supposed to make
Bye.
this better? They already made it better than I can make it.
I don't even
Hey,
want to
hey,
add
hey.
on to it. No, it's finished. Bye. I'm done.
Yeah,
I quit.
You guys are cray cray.
You silly. Yeah, you
That's a
silly.
compliment.
Well, thank
Yeah.
you.
guys are.
Yep. No, man, I'm down, Jason. I know we still got that acrylic dragon that we got to work
Yes,
on
we
too.
do.
Hey, when are you guys getting together again?
The
Sometime in
9th.
January.
So I actually just booked my tickets the other day.
The
and
9th
I'm
of
pretty
what?
sure I'm flying in on the 9th.
Of January?
And I'll be, yes.
Oh, yeah. Nice, man.
Yeah, I'll be flying in
Can't wait to
on
see
the
what
9th,
happens.
and then flying back on the 13th. The morning of the 14th. I fly back.
Nice, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so it gives us a little bit of extra time, you know,
Yeah,
just to
can't wait.
hang out and
Excited.
catch up.
Can't wait for you to check out the new shop and stuff too. It's gonna be fun.
Dude. So, and I was actually curious, like, should I be bringing machines or anything
Yeah, if you
like
want
that?
to.
Or?
Yeah, come on, bring them on down, man. You might
Bring
be
it
able
on.
to get your tattoos while you're there.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really give us too much time to to like book appointments or anything, but you know, I figure any time spent hanging out and gaining knowledge from you guys is going to be worthwhile.
Liz,
I mean,
you're
even
gonna
if I
love
could
it.
just like observe you tattooing like I did before, man, that was enlightening to say the least.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
An art fusion tattoo might pop up. You never know, man.
There you go.
I'm out.
You never know.
Bye.
It'll be fun, dude. I know that there's a lot of books that one of the guys that owns the shop has. Man, you might have seen a lot of the books, but there's a ton of stuff there, dude. It's fucking great. Like he's got a lot of reference material. So I think you
That's
might
what I
enjoy
love
that.
to see, man.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I'm always hesitant to take my reference books to the studio.
Yeah.
I had a couple of bad experiences where, you know, at the last studio I was at, I had like a whole library of reference books there, and some of them ended up not surviving when I left the last studio. So
That's a bummer.
one or two disappeared, one or two didn't survive. One looks like it was colored in with crayons by a 6-year-old. So
Oh, damn, dog.
Oh.
yeah,
Fucking
so
6-year-olds.
I value my book. That pains me.
So it was not a very pleasant experience. So I'm very hesitant to like actually bring my books to any studio now.
Mm-hmm.
Especially things like I had a copy of the second edition of Reinventing the Tattoo book
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
written by a
shit.
guy, and I loaned
Oh,
that
man.
to a friend of mine, you know, who I trusted wholeheartedly to, you know, keep it safe and all that stuff. And apparently one of his coworkers decided to go on a drinking binge and ended up completely destroying the book
No.
and the rest of the
Oh
studio
my
while it was at
God.
it, believe it or not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Somehow, so it was a 2-floor
Ah.
studio. So it was like an old converted house that was converted into a tattoo studio. So it was 2 floors, which is totally cool, right? Like, I mean, yeah, it sounds like an awesome idea. And apparently somehow the sink upstairs got clogged and never got turned off. And it ended up flooding the entire studio. Part of the ceiling caved in, the whole nine, like the whole studio was toast after that.
Oh.
So
Oh.
it's like, yeah, that was not a good thing.
That sucks. That's painful. Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
unkindness got flooded.
Yeah.
I was
Unkindness
about to
suffered
say
a
the
Saw that.
same
serious
thing. I saw
unkindness.
that on Instagram.
That was hard
And
to
like
watch.
lifting up the thermofax and water just pouring out.
The river, the purple river. I was like,
Yeah.
horrible.
I wanted to cry so much. Oh my
Yeah, it was hard to
God.
watch.
It was heartbreaking to see that.
Yeah, for real. No, that
I
was
mean,
a lot of damage.
Thankfully, they have insurance, but still to have to go. Can you imagine walking into your shop and seeing that?
That's weeks out of work.
Yeah.
And like, especially with Teresa, who has her shit together and has big projects all the time that are planned out like well in advance for clients that are traveling to see her. Ugh. And everybody else in the studio, like so many people just are out of work for a couple of weeks. It sucks. That's horrible. And it's actually, I've been noticing it. I don't think it's happening more. It's just that I'm paying more attention to social media, but I'm seeing shops get flooded like a lot. Like, I think I've seen in the past like 3 months, I think I've seen, I know 2 shops that got flooded.
Weather's been rough.
Dude,
So
yeah.
word to the wise for those studio owners out there, make sure you get flood insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't fear the Reaper, bro.
Yeah. Well, you can't fear the Reaper.
Uh,
Mama, don't fear the Reaper.
Yeah.
Go to the wind and the sun and the rain.
What are you working on?
Me?
me?
Yeah, Bruno, when you ask that question, you're gonna have to be more specific, bud.
Yeah. Who?
Oh, Ricardo, that's awesome.
I'm just doodling.
Oh, that's
so
cool, dude.
cute.
I don't know if you can see more of it this way. Just playing around.
Hold on, let me spotlight you. Oh, come on.
My iPad died, so I'm just grabbed some cardboard or some paper and a little Crayola marker and just playing around.
It looks like a beautiful tattoo, and he's like, I'm just doodling.
Playing with some.
Dude, that's sick, man.
Yeah, that is, it's beautiful.
Thanks, dude.
I love
Thanks.
your sketchy work, man. It's so like it portrays depth in the most simple fashion.
Mhm.
Mm,
But it's so dynamic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Gracias.
It's beautiful, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Something about like when you like manage to relax even more than usual because you feel like, yeah, this is nothing. I'm just, doodling on this thing. And so you're like even more relaxed than you usually are when you're creating. And like there's something about that state that like very unique things tend to pop up, and
For sure.
like unexpected things that only come out when you're that loose kind of thing. Very cool, man. Oh, and
I'm
yours is
getting
badass
ideas
too,
from my
Jason.
doodles.
Thank you, Bruno. I appreciate
I've
that.
been checking it out. Yeah, man.
Yeah, so this is actually a tattoo I started on one of my coworkers the other night. If you guys get the chance, I did a live stream of me outlining it.
I saw
I
that.
watched it live.
And so I just decided I already have like a digital version done, but I was like, you know what? I'm in the mood. I'm feeling saucy, so I'm going to go through and paint it as well.
Ooh, feeling saucy.
Yeah, it's the painting's a bit bigger than what I tattooed on the back of her leg because she got these tiny little legs. So I only really had like 4 inches in width to work with. And I was like, oh boy, this is going to be a nightmare. Just trying to get everything centered over the calf properly and, making sure everything fit the spot perfectly was an we ended up having to move it up so it wasn't sitting quite as low as we had originally planned. But it worked. We made it work and the outlines are healing up great. So I got no complaints.
Badass design, man. What kind of markers are those?
Me?
Oh, I'm not using marker for it.
Jason, sorry. No, what is that? Like, it looks like that's a brush.
Yeah, this is just a
It
brush.
looked like a marker for me.
I don't know
Yeah,
how
this
well
weed
you
is
guys
pretty
can
good.
see everything that I'm doing, but
Yeah.
now I was considering using marker for this because it's very graphic in like style. It's a very graphically styled piece with a lot of just very straight, bold colors. Although I am tinting and toning stuff down to give it the appropriate hue, the appropriate chroma.
Right.
But yeah, I'm just having fun with it, man. It's just something I'm kind of doing to pass the time.
Hey, cruising through it. That's why for a second I was like, is that a marker?
No.
But
I
yeah,
may eventually
it
break
looks
some out, but
like you're pretty comfortable with the brush.
oh yeah. Well, I've used so many different mediums over the years. Like for the first couple of years in my career, I was absolutely intent on just exploring and using different mediums. just to try to see what I like the most, what worked well. I would see people that would bust out these gorgeous marker renderings. And I was like, oh, well, maybe I can try marker. Maybe I can use that, you know, to get a certain look or a certain effect. And I would try it. And, you know, I learned how to use them in, you know, different ways. And so I can use marker. I just find myself leaning more towards the feel of the brush. I just like the way that I can manipulate that a little bit more.
And create those nice gradations.
Yeah, I'm just kind of blocking in basic colors right now. I'm not really focusing too much on like anything else, just like
Oh, okay. Just blocking
saying,
it.
okay, this part's going to be greens, this part's going to be tans and yellow ochres. You know, just kind of like laying down a basic map, because I know all of this, as you can tell with like this leaf here, as it dries, it's going to lighten up substantially. So I'm not even really focusing on like, is this going to be my final tone? You know, is this going to be, you know, what area is this over here? This is all just very, very super basic, just blocking in color. From here, I'll go through and I'll refine it, and I'll do a bit of push and pull. And, you know, I'll add some darker greens, some more true like bluish greens, all muted down with a bit of black though, just because I don't want these colors to be pure. I'm only going to be the only pure colors that I'm going to be using are going to be in the actual fluid of the bottle itself. And I don't really know if you guys can see like the whole design in and of itself, but this is the rough idea that I'm going with. It's like a bottle with a cat skull, some crystals, some leaves and bones.
Sick.
I think that's badass.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, and she works at a dispensary, so I was like, oh, we'll throw a little pot leaf at the top of the bottle.
There you go.
You know, why not?
Sweet.
It's a beautiful plant.
You know, it really is. It's got so many incredible medicinal purposes that like, and it got such a bad rap for so long.
I know.
Just for that, I'll take a hit.
That reminds me.
Of course it would remind Bruno. I'm surprised Medusa hasn't sparked up yet.
I've been. My mom was a huge advocate of legalizing it my entire life. I was raised by hippies. So my mom protested for it and everything. I'm so glad it's being legalized throughout the country a little bit at a time. The benefits of it completely outweigh any negatives, and I really can't think of many negatives.
I mean, I'm sure if I really tried, I could probably think of a few, but yeah, it would take a lot.
It's a lot less dangerous than alcohol.
You
Oh,
are
yeah.
100% correct on that.
The worst thing a pothead might do is sit at a stop sign and waiting for it to turn green.
Right? Dude, I can't go yet, man. The stop sign hasn't turned green. Why does it feel like we're driving at Mach 6? We're only going 15 miles an hour. And that's if they can get up off the couch and actually move.
Oh, dude, sometimes you need to eat. That's a big motivator.
Munchies.
Munchies.
That design would make a badass shirt too, man.
You think?
Yeah, hell yeah, man. That's ready to go. That thing is ready to go.
I'd wear that on a shirt in a minute.
Maybe I'll do a monochromatic rendering. I wouldn't do it in full color if I was to do it as a t-shirt. I would just do like a monochromatic rendering. Not even like a fully rendered version. I'd just probably stick with like cross hatching. but who knows? If I get it
think
made
that would
into
look pretty
t-shirts,
cool,
I'll
too.
definitely send everyone one.
I think even that with the cross hatching would look pretty damn cool too, especially on a shirt.
Hmm.
Leaves are blocked in.
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching you tattoo the other night.
Yeah, well, I did another live stream Friday night. I got to do a pretty bold color neotrad rose.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was out and couldn't watch it, and I was like, damn it. I could watch the people tattoo all day, every day. It's just soothing to me.
That one was super fun too. She's getting like a whole sleeve of them, and she's like, yeah, I don't know what kind of rose we're doing, or what color we're doing, but I know you're gonna make it look awesome. And it's like, sweet, free reign.
Yeah, I love clients like that.
But then it's kind of like, okay, well, pressure's on, right? Because if
Yeah,
you get free
sometimes
reign on something like that, like, you better knock it out of the park.
that, and you get free reign, you have to rein yourself in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone here that knows me can attest. There is no reining me in when I get excited about something. I'm like Mach 8.
Yeah,
Nope. It
I
doesn't
go
exist.
straight to plaid.
you seem like you're laser focused on things when you're happy or excited about them.
Zero chill.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of the way I am. There's no getting around it. Like, if it's something I'm really, really passionate about, really excited about, oh, it's going on.
It's invigorating, really. It's inspiring.
It sounds like it. My daughter complains I have no chill about things. And I'm like, why do you complain about that? It makes life so much happier.
Medusa, you've been working on some cool crosshatch, like talking about crosshatching. You've been working on some really cool watercolor pieces, and you've been adding like some crosshatch to it that it gives it this really interesting finish. Is that what you're working on right now?
No, right now I'm not working on anything. I'm going through all my Procreate files and feeling burnout on drawing, actually. But I have actually been doing cross hatching combined with watercolor for a number of years. But I stopped doing it for a while when I was getting more involved with tattooing and tattooing style art and everything, and I just kind of recently started trying to incorporate it back into my physical drawings, because I haven't really worked on, I don't really want to do cross hatching and tattoos too much. It's tricky, to have it heal without it just being a big black blob.
Well, and then you got to look at longevity over time. And
yeah.
Mhm.
But in my personal art and everything, yeah, I like to incorporate both like color and cross hatching.
Mhm.
Kyle mentioned in the YouTube, sorry, Kyle, I'm just getting back to you now. He said he just picked up 15 canvases and like 30 oil paints for $30.
Nice.
Nice going.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
That's the
that was
universe, man.
yeah, I
And
think he was
Craigslist
saying
and
before that
Facebook
was like,
Marketplace and stuff.
yeah, I think he was saying that, wasn't that like a thing on Craigslist or something? Nice fucking score though. Nice fucking
Yeah,
score.
hell yeah, dude.
Seriously.
Yeah, my recent score was finding a case of unopened canned cat food by the dumpster. So that was cool.
Nice.
I don't have a cat, but I know someone who does.
Nice.
Merry Christmas. Here's some trash food. It's unopened. It's still good.
Yeah.
Get it before the trash pandas do.
Oh man, the trash pandas are all around my neighborhood. No dumpster is safe.
My recent find was a compact massage table that folds out into a chair. You know, one of those really compact ones
Nice.
Nice.
in purple for $10.
Oh,
There you
wow.
go.
Oh, I could have
In
some.
purple. All my shit is purple.
That's perfect.
Love it.
Where was the find? Where'd you find it?
Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, Marketplace. Yeah.
And actually,
that
my
thing.
best friend sent it to me and said, "Look what I found you," and went and got it before I could even respond.
Wow, $10.
Ooh,
Jesus Christ.
yay. And she's like, "Yay, I already got it. It's in my house. I'll drop it off later."
That's cool.
Hell yeah.
Congrats. Good one.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
but
can take it
Facebook
with me.
Marketplace is awesome. I found some real good stuff for like, $100.
I love antiques, and you'd be surprised who gives away antiques on Facebook Marketplace.
Hmm. What kind of antiques do you like?
I really like Victorian stuff, and I love Art Deco and Art Nouveau.
Nice.
That's my favorite period for furniture.
See, I've always been more of a Rococo fan. I like all those like ornate scroll work and all that stuff. Like that's
Yeah.
like that hand carved wood, and like I love that stuff.
I love that too, but there's something about the inlaid, like the inlay walnut and the oak and all different type woods just to make these beautiful Art Deco patterns. And the craftsmanship and the artwork in it is just painstaking and beautiful.
Very cool.
I completely agree.
Plus, collecting antiques is always an investment. Back when I lost my job with the county working with special needs children, before I could find another job, I basically gathered up all the antiques we really didn't need and sold them. And we lived for a good 2-3 months paying the rent and everything with that. So antiques are also an investment. I love them. They're pretty, but I can also sell them if I really need extra money.
Hmm.
Hey, boss. Have you guys seen any of those pen cartridges that you can put on your machines?
Yeah, the like big pen cartridges or like the ballpoint pen so that you can
Yeah, the ballpoint pens. Yeah, so you can
yeah.
stipple and stuff like that. I've been thinking about getting some of those.
I'm interested in that too. But I don't really want to spend the money until I hear from somebody I know.
That's kind of where I'm at too. I mean, they
Yeah.
look.
Sorry,
they
what
work
is it?
really well. They're like, the way you have your tattoo cartridges for your rotary machines.
Yeah.
It's except for needle groupings. It's just got a ballpoint pen at the end of it. So it's set up the exact same way as a tattoo cartridge would be, but you can tattoo with the ballpoint pen. I mean, not on skin or anything like that, but on paper and stuff.
Yeah, but on
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about. The Peak Needles make some.
First time I saw them on Instagram, I immediately thought of Medusa because you do those ballpoint pen drawings.
Oh yeah, the portraits.
For her.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, I'm just sitting here with this marker right now, like just stippling the hell out of this shape, and it's like, I wish I just had that instead. Then I'd be this would already be
forever.
Motorized stipple.
Yeah.
You said Peak Needles?
Well, there's
Peak
that
Needles,
one,
yeah.
and then I saw Vlad Irons, Vlad Bad Irons or something like that has them too. And there's different prices, and then of course you got to take into consideration the conversion rate and stuff like that too. But the ones that I found were overseas so far, but I'm sure there's got to be some companies a little bit closer to home that there's got to be anyway.
The only American one I've seen is Peak Needles. It started doing it.
Okay.
Is it Vlad? Is that out in Russia? I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
But
yeah.
I've also been interested in some of their machines too. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those, but they look pretty cool.
They're good, man. I had one.
Yeah.
This is before I even knew anything about rotaries,
Uh-huh.
and I had one for a couple of years. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, I didn't know about at the time about the membranes, and some cartridges have them and some don't.
Yeah.
So then it would spit back into the machine motor, and of course, just ruin that.
Right.
And the turnaround rate for me to like the machine was under warranty. Like the turnaround rate for that was ridiculous, like a few months
Yeah.
for them to like send it back, of course, because it's all the way in Russia as well, you know.
That's
So I mean they're good, but I
Yeah.
mean, if you get one, I would just ask them, depending on what you get too, what kind of warranties they have on them and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But I thought they were really punchy.
Did you like them for lining, or did you like them for like stippling, or what did you get into them?
And I don't like any rotaries for lining personally. I haven't really experienced too many or experimented with too many rotaries.
What are you using
Honestly.
for lining these days?
Oh, I use a mic pipe.
Yeah.
Mic pipe. I line with
Yeah,
I
buddy.
line with a coil. I'll line with a coil, but then if I have color work and stuff like that, I prefer to use a rotary, just because the only reason I prefer to use a rotary is the simplicity of like the amount of different needle groupings if I will be using them, you know. But if
Right,
it's
right.
something traditional, super traditional or something, I'll just use a straight up 15 mag or something,
Yeah.
you know. But if it's like a large project, like I recently started doing realism,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I'll have like fucking 7 different needles for shading or coloring.
Yeah.
So I'll use a rotary for that. And I love the V6, the old school Bishop,
Uh-huh.
and that's what I've been using lately.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I have trouble for I started lining with coils, and when I tried to switch to cartridges and using rotaries for lining is way different, man. I don't like how
Oh, yeah.
slow you have to move. It
Right.
makes me more shaky.
Yeah, that counterbalance
can't-
isn't there.
Yeah, it's really off. I've been interested in the pens, but I've been interested in like the Numa. I keep hearing is really great, but I don't know. I'm hesitant on that too because I don't know how I feel about having to buy 3 different pens for 3 different things. You know,
Yeah,
Well,
I
I
feel the
mean-
same way.
I've heard that you like if you buy the different cams, like say I have a 3.6 cam and I want to switch to a different one, I'd have to like switch that out during mid tattoo, you know? So it's
Mhm.
like, I'd have to do the same thing and like buy 3 different machines, I guess, you know?
Right,
So I'm like, I'm just sticking to what I have, you know? And it's like, I don't know if that would benefit me at all.
I don't know. To
Machines
me,
are expensive as fuck. They're like $800 a piece.
yeah, to me, 3 pens is easier than 8 coils.
True.
Mm,
True. Do you use pens?
I do, yeah.
Which ones do you use?
I have used a Numa and I really liked it. I have a Numa liner that just fucking makes crispy lines so much easier. It's punchy, it's nice, gets the job done. And lately for a lot of my blending and shading and everything, I've been using Zion FK irons.
Yeah, I
Okay.
like that one too.
I
Yeah.
just
Is
got
yours a
one of them.
4.0? The liner, the Newman that you're using? It's like the stroke?
Yeah.
Yeah, yay.
Yeah.
Yay, yay.
Yay, yay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a yes. That's a solid yes.
I
Got
had to
it.
think for a second because I always get I when I first started tattooing, I got somebody told me the opposite thing that other people are telling me about stroke lengths.
Mhm.
And I've been thoroughly confused about all of that ever since. And I keep texting
Right.
people like when I was
There's trauma.
ordering Huh?
There's trauma.
I have trauma in my brain from too many people telling me different things. I
Mm.
don't know when
That's part of it though, right? Part of it is that everyone does things maybe a little bit differently than everyone else.
Mhm.
You know,
well,
I've
Jason,
got my opinions. I know what I know through trial and error. You know, and I've provided advice on that because I did get the text from Medusa. And you know, so I've got my own opinions on it, but I'm sure other people have their opinions as far as what they know to be true.
yeah, when I was ordering my nationals, I texted you
Mhm.
about stroke length and stuff for shaders and liners.
Mhm.
And I had texted 3 other people. I texted a total of 4 people that I was talking to that night, and 3 of them said different things.
That's why, yeah,
And
I
I
never,
was just losing my shit sitting in front of my
Hmm.
computer. All I wanted to do was order a couple of national machines, and I didn't know what's like what to order. They're like, "What stroke length do you want?" I was like, I don't know. Everybody's telling me different things. I don't understand. I just want to draw.
So is it verified by now?
Huh?
Is it verified by now?
Um,
What stroke length you're supposed to use?
I don't fucking know. I went with Jason's opinion and my boss at the time's opinion were the majority, because they were the only 2 that agreed. So I went with whatever they were
The
saying about,
majority. Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
the majority being 2 people.
Yeah. I understand.
But yeah, I went with whatever Jason said, really.
I've never messed with any of that stuff, man. Even like when people were talking about the numbers they use on their power supplies and stuff like that, and the volts and everything like that. It's like I never really paid attention to any of that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, because I felt the same way that you did, like kind of like flustered by it, and I was just like, you know, this is a feel kind of thing sometimes. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
and it's not necessarily something that can. I mean, you can measure it scientifically and like numerically and everything like that, but I mean, it doesn't always work out that way either.
Well,
Yeah.
this
It's going to be different for every person too.
Exactly.
You gotta text it out. I feel like I went through the same thing. I was very confused for a while too. Like it just wasn't sinking in. And then, you know, after a while trying different machines, like now I really get it. It's clear to me, right? Like, but it took a little while and it took some testing. And now I know, you know, how I feel with like a 3.5, you know, stroke, you know, and what it like helps me with more than versus like a 4.0, right? Like the 4.0 stroke, if anything, I'll use it for everything that's like a line or a shader, like a round shader. And then I'll use my 3.5 for everything else. And like shading, you know, softer shading, I'll have an easier time doing black and gray. But for a while, I just didn't really know. You know, I wanted to know, I wanted to get it, but yeah, it just kind of comes when you have, I don't know, you go through
See,
enough.
one of
I
those
did
days
kind
it's
of
just
like
gonna
the
click.
reverse.
Right.
I did the reverse of what a lot of people started out because most people never get taught that kind of stuff when they're going
Mhm.
through their initial tattoo education, right? I mean,
Mhm.
that stuff's not really ever explained to you until, you know, maybe much, much later on. I wanted to know that shit right off the bat because I was like, okay, well, if I know this, that's going to help me achieve certain effects, right? And that's going to help me achieve what I want to achieve. So let me learn about that and like ask a whole bunch of people about what they think and do my own trial and error and stuff like that. So I spent some time learning about it and it paid off, even though a lot of the coil machine knowledge that I gained isn't exactly relevant anymore to an extent.
I
But
still
like, you know,
I think you touched on a lot of really good points about asking questions in your interview with Amy Nichols on the Apprenticeship Diaries. I listened to
Yeah.
that and thought it was really, really fucking good.
thank you.
And I liked the fact that you had explained that there are a lot of people out there who will just be all like, well, you don't need to know why, this is how it is, so go with it, like these are how it
Mhm.
works. We don't you don't need to know why or anything. Like, don't worry about that. Worry about this. And I like that you went against that and you're like, no, I want to know why. And you figured everything out because on your own and asked around and kept asking questions, because now like you're one of the main people I want to go to if I have any machine questions. Like, I thoroughly, really, legitimately want to come out and spend some time with you building a machine and learning about machines.
Well, you're diving into the deep end on that one.
That sounds awesome.
I love swimming.
That's going to be something that like, oh boy, you are in for a learning. I'm
I
going to
love
have
swimming.
you using a 10 amp angle grinder, spitting a 3-foot rooster tail that sparks out.
I mean, I welded a bicycle from pieces of broken frames. I think I can do it. I think I can do a little machine, maybe. We'll see.
There's no doubt in my mind you can.
Yeah.
The question is, are you going to be able to absorb all of the knowledge I'm going to be throwing at you?
No,
Oh,
but I'll
fast.
try.
As fast as he goes, no.
I will take notes. I will take notes. I'll set up a recorder.
That's
may
probably
need
a better idea.
I'll be like a reporter and be like, no, it's just on the record.
Do this
Watch
live.
this shit over and over again.
Do
I
this
mean,
live
hell,
on
maybe we'll just
Reinventing.
live
I
stream
will
it.
watch every minute.
Yeah. I oh, that's so
Because
sweet.
there's a lot of information to go over. When it comes down to coil machines, there is a ton of information out there when it comes down to the science behind why do they work the way that they do. How
I
can
mean,
you
I'm gonna
get
have
them
to-
to do what you want them to do?
I'm gonna
what
be
are
in
the
Philly for
vari-
like a month.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, so I had it down when I was really at my peak, really cranking machines out left and right. Because I did used to build them for a little while, only for like friends and
Awesome.
stuff like that. But they were all handmade from scratch. I would wind my own coils, I would cut my own frames, I would drill my own holes, tap them to be the exact thread count that I wanted them to be. Like I did the whole 9. I think the only things I didn't do were turn screws because I didn't have a metal lathe. And
Did you do
I
cast
didn't-
ironing and everything?
No, I didn't do any casting.
Okay.
But I did do, so all of the machines that I made were either brazed or they were prefabs. So they were bolt-ons. And if you do a bolt-on right, it'll hold just as well as a weld.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, they were all, made in my garage. I took a wood shop that my dad had and turned it into a metal shop. Figured
yeah.
out how to turn the drill press into a milling machine, which I don't, by the way, do not do that. Anyone that's out there listening,
Use wood tools on metal.
you will destroy a drill press in a heartbeat.
Always use wood tools on metal.
I mean, certain metals you can get away with it, but most of them, like, you can't use a standard bandsaw to cut steel unless you
No.
have like the right type of bandsaw blade and the right type of motor and all that stuff. However, you can use a very fine tooth bandsaw blade to cut brass.
And what kind of blade do you use to cut meteorite?
You don't.
A diamond blade.
You don't. You use an angle grinder.
You made a machine out of meteorite, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you use an angle grinder. You don't use a bandsaw blade. I found that out the hard way. I went through 4 blades on my bandsaw.
Wow.
Yeah,
surprised
I
you
would
kept
start
trying.
cutting. I would start cutting, right? And immediately that
commitment.
blade would heat up and snap. And I was like, well,
Yeah.
there goes one. All right, let's try this again. Now we'll use some cutting fluid in there. That'll help keep the temperature down. Nope, same thing.
I was about
snap.
to say, did you cut it dry or with oil?
So the
Close
first
to
time I
she
did
said.
dry, because you can cut brass dry and it's fine. Because
Yeah,
brass
but this
is
rough.
soft enough. Brass is actually softer than a super hard wood.
Yeah.
So you can cut that without any kind of like fluid or anything like that. when you're dealing with any type of a metal that has a high nickel content, you're not going to be able to use a bandsaw unless you have a very specific type of bandsaw blade.
Mhm.
I figured, what the hell, I'll give it a go. I had a couple extra blades laying around, so why not try it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a good idea. So don't do that. So we ended up going through, because I was helping my buddy build one out of meteorite. We ended up drilling some holes, as many holes as we could. And then we took an angle grinder with a cutoff blade and actually sat down and like chipped away at the holes, right? To actually cut out the shape of the machine that we wanted to make. It was the only way that we could conceivably do it with the tools we had at hand, other than using a hacksaw.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely more than one way to skin a cat.
But,
Okay.
cutting the base plate for it was a different story. That was a nightmare. I think I still have a couple of hunks of steel left for base plates. If not, I'll order some more. But I mean, figuring out, okay, where do we need to drill this? Where do we need to drill that? Is this perfectly in line with that? Where's our center point? How big does this hole need to be? How big does that hole need to be? Where does this sit in conjunction with our rear spring deck? Because you can't have your coil core centers too far forward or too far back, because then you're going to have to like custom cut like a length of spring to fit the right dimensions. And then even that might not work well, because if your rear spring deck is too low or too high, it's going to come into and hit the rear coil core. So then maybe you have to cut a notch in that. Like, there's all kinds of tricky things when it comes down to machine building. All types of measurements you need to understand and know by heart. For example, if you want to have your standard, say you've got a standard socket cap screw for a machine, right? That's an 832 socket cap screw. How big of a hole do you need to drill in order to have that screw go straight through it and not be too tight? So it's little things like that that can make a world of difference. How big is, how far apart do you need to space the holes on a base plate so that you can screw down your coil cores? Well, that all depends on the actual width of the coils that you're going to be winding. If you're trying to wind two 12-layer coils, you're going to need to space those things out further than if you were to wind two 8-layer coils, because then you can go based off of the phenolic washers that you'll be using, which typically speaking are, if I remember correctly, just over 3/4 inch wide. So figuring out, okay, if I have 2 3/4 inch wide, phenolic washers right next to each other with like maybe a 32nd of an inch in between them, where is the exact center of those coil cores going to be? This is all the science behind machine building.
Hey guys, I'm gonna get out of here.
Go, Ricardo, go.
Okay, man. Can I show this to you
Have
guys?
a good day,
Dino.
Ricardo.
Can I show this to
Well
you?
done,
I'll
buddy.
give you my exact flight itinerary. Oh,
Nice,
damn,
man.
dude. Hold on, let me spotlight you.
That's
Yeah.
sick.
That's
Oh,
pretty
that's
sick,
sick.
dude.
Nice.
Can you see it?
I love
Yeah,
that.
dude.
Oh yeah, okay. There it is. That's fun.
Hell yeah, buddy.
That's
Digging it,
awesome.
man.
Hell
And how
yeah,
can
my
we reach
dude.
you?
How
How can we reach you?
Oh, you can reach me at Ricardo Certivant on Instagram or on Tuesday mornings here at 10 a.m.
What was that? Ricardo, what?
Happy New Year, guys.
Hell
Happy
yeah.
New Year,
Aw,
man.
Happy New Year,
Happy New
Ricardo.
Year.
Ricardo
Happy birthday,
Certivant on Instagram.
2023.
2023.
Yay.
All right.
You're my
Peace out,
hero.
y'all. Happy New Year's, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Peace, brother.
Happy New Year. All right, guys. So, but yeah, Medusa, we'll figure something out. We'll get you down here to build some machines.
Yay. I would love that. Yeah, I just a couple weeks ago was over at my friend's shop building needles.
needle making.
Oh my
Lost
fucking
art.
god, do I fucking hate soldering. Like I've done
This
needles
metal.
before and I feel like it was easier the first time I tried than it was this last time. But and all of my needles couldn't get aligned, and I think we figured out that the needle jig that we were using was just dirty. So that's why my needles were always just a little bit off.
Always keep your needle jigs clean.
Yeah, well, we weren't going to use those needles. We were just learning about how they're made. But yeah, no, yeah, if your needle jig's not clean, A, that's gross, and B, your needles won't be lined up the way that they're supposed to be. Like you'll always have like, you might have one that's just ever so slightly off, you know, longer than the rest of the grouping that's going to stick out and tear that flesh up. But yeah, I made I made a liner, a shader, and a mag, and they were all awful. my soldering's really bad. But it was a fun experience.
Were you using liquid
Fun.
flux?
Yeah,
Good. Okay.
yeah. I breathed in a lot of flux.
Oh.
Yep. Welcome
Got
to
it.
the club.
Yep. I spilled a little
singe
bit
your
and was
nostrils?
no, but I spilled a little bit and was afraid to say anything, and then like tried to wipe it up with my hands and like my sleeve.
Oh,
I couldn't get the solder to like move the way I wanted it to move. And when I did, it was too much and became goopy. And so my little solders and little welds looked like cancerous tumors.
oh man.
Super fun. And I looked at my friend who was teaching me everything, and it's like, this is the worst needle in the history of mankind. Check it out. Like, at least I'm the best at making the worst. And he's like, it's not that bad. And the more he looked at it, he's like, oh, yes, it's not great. It's bad. It's pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah, you should probably step away from the soldering iron at that point.
Keep trying. If you fiddle with it more, it's gonna get better eventually.
If that's what makes you happy.
Right now I'm scanning a bunch of the postcards that I painted, and I wanted to show you guys what I got done, because
You
I've
have my attention.
been doing all of that stuff. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
let me spotlight you and go ahead and show us.
Okay, so here's this one.
Aw.
I haven't figured out who I'm gonna send it to. It's got a little book with mushrooms coming out of it and stars and everything.
Yeah.
It's already
I love
stamped
that.
and somebody's gonna get it. And then I did this one.
Oh, sweet.
And I want to make out with her. And then I did this one. There's a little planchet. This design I've already done before and already tattooed and everything, but I wanted to redo it with my newer skills that I've developed. And so I had a lot of fun with this one, especially with making the wood grain. That was super fun.
Really good.
That's killer.
Thanks. And then I got this one, which is
Ooh,
basic.
me
Hell yeah.
likey.
This one, though, this one's just a stamp, but I really wanted to
pretty.
color it in and work on coloring. So this one was more of just a practice for my watercoloring, because the line work was all already done. So and then I got this one. And I
Love
think
it.
this one I'm gonna send
Hey.
probably to my mom.
It's a beauty.
Because she wants one, and it's the only one that I think that she would like. The other ones are a little too
Appreciate.
scully.
Give her the planchet.
The no, oh no. When I was doing family history research and looking into my ancestry tree and everything, she asked me why. And I was like, so I can like summon the dead when I do some seances. And she was just like, no, honey.
That'd be the worst then.
She just, when I started getting tattoos, she asked me, where did I go wrong in parenting? How'd you get to be so dark? And I'm like, dark? And she's like, evil.
Oh
My
wow.
mom, was,
was
my
like-
mom was so against
I was
that,
like,
too.
That
my
must have
body
been
is
lovely.
assisting. Yeah. She used to ask me if I would cover my tattoos and take out my piercings when I visited her because it just made her uncomfortable. She's gotten used to it now because the last time I went to visit her, this was all like, "Hi, Mom, I tattooed my face." I love her, but she's my mom's a little old lady.
Well, it's a generational thing, you know?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
generational thing. So I got to send her the prettier one.
Yeah.
And then there's this one which I've already shown before. I added
Oh,
a
that's sick.
darker blue background
yeah.
since the last time I showed you guys because I wanted to add some more
Mm.
contrast there.
Good one.
And then there's this one. I don't know if I showed you guys
I
that.
love that one.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen that.
That's really awesome.
That one's sick.
And then I stopped doing postcards and I painted this guy.
Ooh.
Nice.
Which
I like
it's
that.
really
That's
hard to see on my camera, but this guy's got a lot of the cross hatching
Yeah,
on
Yeah.
it.
that one
And
is so good.
That is so cool.
thanks. Yeah, it's my hand of glory. I have had this flash. I drew this flash several months ago, and everybody keeps like, it's cute, but I don't want to commit to it. And I'm like, well, fine. I'm just gonna fucking
Hmm.
color it up and show you how cool it would look as a tattoo.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now
I
I'm just
totally get that as a tattoo.
yeah. Oh yeah, and the one I just scanned, which is this one.
Aw.
This one's got a
I
lot of
love
cross hatching
that.
too.
So
I think I'm gonna send this to
That's adorable.
Mhm.
somebody on the East Coast. Yeah, maybe some of you guys might be getting some of these. So we'll see.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. So I wanted to show off the postcards that I spent my Christmas break doing. That's all I did for Christmas. The weather wasn't really good enough to drive to my parents' house because it was super icy out here. And I don't like driving anyways, much less in ice on a holiday where everybody's going to be in the roads, where I have
Ice
seen
is
so many. Yeah, my Instagram feed filled, and the whole morning was just videos of people's cars just sliding and everything, and news stories about like car crashes and, hey, you might want to stay home for Christmas. So I stayed home and I painted all day. I got like over Christmas Eve and Christmas, I think I did like 4 postcards, and then most of that Hand of Glory painting, just sitting in front of my TV, listening to murder podcasts and binge watching White Lotus and getting ridiculously stoned and painting. And it was my favorite Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Just
sounds
me and my
amazing.
dog. And now I'm all like, I don't ever want to celebrate any holiday again if I'm not just going to be home painting and hanging out with my dog.
It's the best.
The best. I said the same thing. That is the best. Totally.
But yeah, did you guys all have a great Christmas?
Yeah, we pretty much did the same thing. Try to knock out old paintings and just spend time by myself.
Oh yeah, man.
That's what I do pretty
Sometimes
much
that's
every
the
year.
best way to do it, you know?
Yeah, my Christmas was a
Just-
little chaotic with the 3-year-old and the 3-year-old and the 4-year-old.
Oh yeah, you got the little kids.
It was like it was snowing wrapping paper. It was just everywhere.
I had a bit of a chaotic Christmas as well. I feel you on that. My best friend came up from North Carolina with his wife and kids to do Christmas up here. And his one daughter My goddaughter is 6. She just had her 6th birthday on Halloween, and
Oh, nice.
his son is 8 months. So that was a bundle of joy.
Oh,
Hence the
yeah,
sarcasm.
babies and 6-year-olds.
So I had a pretty full house, but it was a good time. I never really
Nice.
get to see him, so it was nice to be able to catch up.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I was really looking forward to seeing my nephew for Christmas and was actually quite bummed out about the weather because it was going to be my first Christmas spending with my nephew, and I wanted to teach him
Aw.
all about our family's traditions and everything, like, you know, sleeping under the Christmas tree. You can open one present Christmas Eve. You know, the orange in the stocking in the morning. Always put an orange in the stocking. And you know, but the weather said no. And I'll admit it was the first time that I've actually been really excited to spend some time with a kid because he's 5. But I can go up another time. We'll just have make up Christmas later.
Yeah, I kind of deviated from normal Christmas this year because of the kids. I usually leave out a glass of scotch and some beef jerky for Santa Claus.
Nice.
But yeah, this year we actually did eggnog and cookies. Of course, I had to spike the eggnog, but
Well, duh.
Oh,
Otherwise, it's just gross.
I drank so much eggnog over Christmas. So much eggnog. And yes, it was definitely spiked, and I spiked mine a little more.
well, sometimes you have to. You're not going to
I
hear
don't-
me, debating against that.
I don't drink often, but when I do it right. Plus, I'm a whiskey girl, so I don't mind putting a little extra whiskey in it.
Nice.
Make Christmas Eve awesome. We had a great time.
That's what matters.
I went to a
That's
friend's
good.
house for Christmas Eve, and we were all just letting our freak flag fly.
Nice. Yeah, Bruno, what'd you do? You got family up there over
For
there, right?
Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I got to see like both sides of my family, which was cool because
Nice.
it's always tricky, to like. There's always so many things that you gotta do, and making time for the family is like kind of tricky sometimes. And so, like Christmas is just that time of the year where it's like, come on, if you're not gonna make the time now, like, when the hell are you gonna make it? So I really like relaxed and just kind of made some time and spent like a full day with one side of the family and then another day with the other side of the family. So it was super nice to just kind of relax with the family. Be grateful for the fact that they're all close by, but definitely did some art in the evening though, and enjoyed that part of Christmas too.
Oh,
Just the time off to just do whatever the hell you want. You can get back to work when it's all done.
nice. Yeah, I think Christmas this year was good. Yeah, it was a nice one.
That's
Sounds like
Yeah, it
everybody
was.
had good things to say. Nobody had a bad time. That's good. Sometimes the holidays can be super stressful for everybody, especially when you're working as a tattooist, and business can get pretty slow around the holidays because people aren't thinking about getting tattoos. They're thinking about all the money they got to spend on Christmas gifts and everything. And then we're sitting there with less business than other times of the year, being like, how am I going to buy presents for everybody? But I'm glad everybody
Just
had a really
waiting
good
for
time.
tax season.
Ooh, tax return season.
See,
gonna-
I don't
I'm-
know. Maybe I'm weird, but like a lot of my clients are like college aged kids, and a lot of them come home for the semester during winter break. So it seems like every December I get slammed with people trying to come in, like the week before Christmas or the week, directly after Christmas and between Christmas and New Year's. Everyone's trying to come in and get something done because they're home on break for, a week or 2 or 3, and then they have to go back to school. Some of them travel, some of them are in school in New York, some in West Virginia, I never really quite know where, but I know some of them do come in. They only have the opportunity to get tattooed when they're home, by me, obviously. So I always try to be accommodating for that. But I think that's also just because I've tattooed so many people in that age range that, it's a nice little welcome break from painting season.
Mm,
That's nice. Yeah. I've been having fun with painting season, and I love painting season. I won't be able to take advantage of tax return impulsive spring break tattoos because I don't work in a walk-in shop anymore, and also in March and April I'm going to be traveling a lot. But I hope the rest of you get that sweet moolah.
Yeah, sweet moolah is always a good thing.
It's nice to be able to pay your rent and get some food,
yeah.
restock your ridiculously
Yeah, eating
expensive
some.
supplies, buy your $30 box of gloves.
Mhm.
People are still paying that. Holy shit.
I don't think they're $25 to $30 anymore.
They were.
But yeah, they fucking were.
Yeah.
It's like,
Like what the
If any of my clients are listening, yes, my gloves are $30 a box. That is why I charge so much.
yeah,
yeah, man.
fuck the glove prices. Fuck that. They're not, I haven't looked at our I haven't looked at our shop's inventory or receipts or anything. I don't think glove prices are that expensive
They're not
anymore, but they're not back to where they used to be either.
Oh,
True.
no. It
They're like
better
a
not be.
dollar
I
more.
wouldn't be fucking goddamn.
They've kind of
I'd
like
be
gone back to
tattooing with
almost.
vinyl gloves.
I have a couple clients that work in the medical field, and every once in a while they'll tip me a brand new box of medium gloves, and they're some of my favorite clients. They're like, here, we know, we
Hey,
just
buddy.
have these at home, and I'm like, I love you guys.
Yeah, one of my buddies worked in the medical field, still does, during the pandemic, and at his work in the hospital the gloves were locked up,
Yeah.
and you had to have somebody like of a higher authority open the lock with a key and get you a box of gloves if you needed gloves, because they were so expensive and everybody needed them that even like people in hospitals were locking gloves up. And so that was weird to hear from an ER doctor, that he had no access to gloves because he had to get somebody that was higher than him to open the lockbox whenever he needed to get gloves.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's
That is
crazy.
really wild to hear from an ER doctor during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I got cray for a little bit.
Thank God those are not this. Thank God we're not doing that right now.
Yeah.
Glad that's a past problem and not a right now problem. The gloves being locked up and being too fucking much money.
Yeah, alcohol was hard to find.
Oh yeah. Hand sanitizer. Good luck. Even soap.
Oh, yeah. During the beginning of the pandemic, I was working at a dollar store as an assistant manager part-time. And we literally had to ration out the hand sanitizer, the antibacterial soaps. You were limited to how many you could buy a day. You were only allowed to buy one thing of toilet paper, one thing of paper towels. We had to ration them out to people, or we would be out by the end of the day.
Oh yeah, the Kroger store next to my house during the pandemic, would have people lined up to get toilet paper, paper towels, Kleenex and stuff at like 6 a.m. before the store opened. And like, if I got there at 10 a.m. and I had, at the time I had 4 roommates. They lived in a really big house with a lot of rooms at the time. And we were really stressed out about getting toilet paper. We weren't even trying to hoard toilet paper. We just wanted to wipe our own butts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was stressful because, well, other people were unnecessarily hoarding supplies, making it so that if you just wanted just the bare minimum for your own household, you couldn't even have that because fucking Karen down the street thinks it's the apocalypse and just bought 20 cases of toilet paper for her and her dog.
Right next to the dollar store I worked at, there was a big package store, the BJ's store, and I worked there in the deli. They couldn't keep paper products on the shelf.
No. Well,
They had to limit people to 1 pack per visit. People would come in and just turn around, put it in their car, and come back in.
Yeah, that's so fucking selfish. It was all like, I get it if you're stocking up because you work at like a homeless shelter or something where you need to use it for other people, but there were so many people during the pandemic that were stocking up for themselves.
Yes.
Unnecessarily and really making it hard for other families and stuff. I'm just like, dude, consider your fucking community. Because if there was an apocalypse and everybody was like in trouble, the community would go after you for being a fucking dick.
Yeah.
You're not gonna keep that toilet paper.
Fortunately, though, all of that is in the past. All of that is behind us. Glove prices are starting to get back to where they originally were.
Yes.
And life is moving forward.
The economy is starting to get better.
Yep. Hence the reason why I'm starting to travel more. Now, if only they would allow the vaccine restriction to be lifted for people from other countries, that would be awesome.
That would be great.
I've been trying to get my friend Mikkel from Scotland to come out to the US for a little while now, but he can't because he's not vaccinated, and he can't get into the US because we have a policy. So it kind of sucks, but
yeah, my cousin Mustafa is in Egypt, and he just got married, and he wanted to come over here and bring his wife to meet his mom and everything like that, and he can't get into the country because he's not vaccinated.
Yep. So hopefully that gets lifted soon. We'll find out. We'll see. But I think it's going to be just about time to wrap everything up for the day. Haven't really gotten super far on this new painting, but you know, a little bit of progress here and there. Got some of the quartz crystals blocked in. Got the leaves and bones down at the bottom blocked in. You know, nothing crazy, not a whole lot of detail, but we're getting there with that. So
looks good.
Next time I'll probably finish up the crystals, start filling in the bottle, and start blocking everything in there, and then going back through and tightening everything up. And yeah, I'm only giving myself like 3 weeks to finish this thing. So, well, 3 Sundays. So I'm trying to crank it out pretty quickly. But you know, we'll see what happens.
Great, man.
We'll see how it goes. So
On
that note, I'm going to go through and
progress on it.
We'll start doing some quick sign offs here. We'll start off with Amber. Let's go to you.
Thank you very much for hosting Sundays. As always, I had a great time. And Happy New Year to everybody. I'm Amber Morgan from Mays Landing, New Jersey. And you can find me on all social media platforms under Amber Morgan.
Wonderful. Thank you very, very much. Medusa, we'll go to you next.
Hi, I'm Medusa. You can find me at medusaslays.com or on Instagram, Medusa Slays with 3 S's at the end. Thank you. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you very much. William, we'll move over to you. And it looks like you're, there you go.
There it is. My name's William. I'm in Houston, Texas. This is my first time here. It was pretty good meeting all you guys. It was nice and chill. I will be back. Is it every week? I don't know if it's every week or
Yep,
not,
every
but
Sunday at 1 o'clock.
all right, awesome, man. Yeah. I plan on being here next week. So, and I'm on Instagram as Will the Tattooer. And I hope you guys all have a good new year and thrive in all your plans for this year.
Right on.
Thanks for having me
Thank you
and thanks
very
for
much.
hosting this.
Hey, anytime, man. Anytime.
man.
And thanks for jumping in today.
Yep.
You're always welcome.
Thank you.
And Bruno.
Yeah, thanks for hosting, Jason. It was fun, man. Like always. Medusa, Amber, William, Ricardinho. It was a pleasure. And Happy New Year to everybody. My name is Bruno Salvatierra, and you can find me on Instagram on at Christmas_art. I'm here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Awesome. Thank you so much for jumping in today, Bruno. It's always a pleasure seeing you.
Thank you,
And
buddy. Likewise.
I'll wrap things up. My name is Jason Leeser. I host the Skill Building Sunday Drawing Group every Sunday at 1 p.m. Thank you all for joining us today. If you like today's episode, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Stay up to date for all the new episodes where we're always going to go through and talk about other things tattoo related and life related and life of being a tattoo artist and things like that. Also, feel free to tune in to the rest of the shows that we have coming up later in the week. Otherwise, keep those hands busy, keep them moving, keep that art coming. And we will see you guys again next Sunday at 1 p.m. for episode 95 of the Skill Building Sunday Drawing Group here at Reinventing the Tattoo Network. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Philly Inc. You can see that in the bottom left corner. So feel free to hit me up if you guys ever have any questions. Until then, take care, everyone. Cheers. Keep those hands moving.